What's up, ballers? We are here with some huge NBA Live mobile news. As you guys can see, my boy D Hitman got some early access to the game. So we're going to be taking a look at his video, seeing what EA has in store for us for NBA Live Mobile 18. I was planning on getting this reaction video out to you guys sooner, but it was Mama Bucket's birthday yesterday, so I went back to Hickory to hang out with the family, and I just now got back. So we're going to take a look, react to a little bit of what we see. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and talk about a few things. Obviously, we knew about the implementation of coaches. As you guys can see, there's a blue icon in the top right for him. Every player with a blue icon, that would be the shooting lineup, gets an automatic boost because they have a matching coach strength. So down in the bottom right, it says skill boost. So 6 of the 10 players are shooting players. So they get +2 agility. For each, like incrementally, for each amount of players that you get that are boosted, you're going to get a certain amount of skill boost as well. And then each coach has a different reward boost, so he gives you +2% for coins. And then taking a look, I'm not a huge fan of the super bright colors. It looks kind of kiddie. So I kind of wish they would have kept with the darker color scheme, but that might just be my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of it. Also, I'm going to drop D Hitman's video down below as well. Make sure to go check it out and drop a like on his video. Lonzo Ball and 80 overall. Honestly, I don't think Chris Dunn even deserves an 80 overall. He hasn't been phenomenal so far, so I would expect Kelly Oubre to have a higher rating. And obviously, these are not all necessarily 100% going to be final ratings. Since this is early access, there could very easily be some changes. We're going to go ahead and get started.
NBA Live Mobile Season 2 or NBA Live Mobile 18, whatever you guys want to call it. Today I will be showing you guys basically what the new lineups and basically something brand new in the game that we call coaches, and basically we're going to do a basic rundown for you guys. I've said basic like 8 times. So shout out to EA for this early
He said
footage.
basic so many times.
Super hyped about this game. I'm super hyped. Hope you guys are going to be hyped. So guys, let me know in the comments.
He also just said hype about 17 times.
Down below what you guys think about this so far, and let's set a like over 200 likes.
Go to this man's video and drop a like. Let's get him to 200 likes real quick.
Yeah, so let me know, guys. So we started it off. As you guys can see in the background, there is my team, and you guys can more or less see there is 2 types of lineup. There's the NBA lineup and the classic lineup.
So you can see that up at the top, you got the NBA lineup on the left, classic on the right. That's going to be like legends, throwback players, that type of players. On the left, obviously, with the NBA lineup, is going to be current players, Lonzo Ball, Aaron Aflalo, Kelly Oubre, blah, blah, blah.
So, as you guys may know right now, there is this thing called the Summer Court lineup. It's not the exact same, but one of the biggest things of the NBA, it is the legend players. There are a lot of good legend players. So rather than having lineups with legend players, we have 2 different lineups, which the first one is called the NBA lineup,
okay,
the classic lineup, which I'll show you guys in a second.
There we go. Okay, so we got some classic players. I'm not quite sure about some of these ratings. I do see that they've got a lot of players that they didn't have last season. I'm definitely not a fan of the coloring of the icons. It looks so just like a, I don't know, just like a kid designed the card art almost, because it's like bright purple and neon green, and I'm not a fan of it. Let me know what you guys think of it down below, but I'm not a huge fan. Also, they seem a little bit low rated given like how good the players were. I can't think of any point in Tracy McGrady's career when he should have been a 70 overall, especially considering Alonzo Ball got an 80 starting out. But once again, these could very well change before the game starts, so we won't talk about that too much.
The legend players are available, and you can use them in multiple events, which we will talk in another video, but I'm going to be showing you guys basically what it is. So each of these lineup players will have their own position and also types of lineup, sir. Okay,
so we already talked about the lineup types. We're going to skip forward a little bit. Let's see, anything else new? Okay, so here we go. We got Lonzo Ball's stats. I saw this earlier, and I'm actually a huge fan of the way that they've changed the stats that you can see. So first one, inside shooting. It's going to be like layups, post moves, stuff like that. Next, outside shooting is probably going to be mid-range. It's probably going to be like mid-range and three-pointer. Then defense obviously deserves its own category. Rebounding is definitely one they should have put on there last year. It definitely would have made The big men seem a lot more formidable because the stats they had on there last year didn't really help big men out all that much. Then playmaking, so I'm assuming that is like a combination of dribbling and passing. I think that's a good way to combine it and show it as well. And then athleticism, probably speed, vertical, jumping ability, all those different things. That's another one that definitely deserves to be where it is now. I'm not really sure how these stats come together to make an 80 overall. It might just be that he has amazing hidden stats. But once again, they are susceptible to change, so we'll probably find out more about that in the future.
In the elite, but not only that, he is part of this shooting lineup. I don't know if it says it anywhere, but you can see there's like a...
Also, it looks like the position is like way off center from where the actual icon is, showing that he's in the shooting lineup. Hopefully they get that fixed by the start as well.
The logo, which is like the shooting lineup next to the PG, that is basically means it's a shooting lineup. We have multiple types. I think we have 3 types. We have defensive, shooting, and two-way. I guess that's what it's called. As you guys can see, so you're probably wondering, oh, okay, why is there a bench player and why is there a lineup player? Well, because it requires a bench to play. You don't use bench players in the game, unfortunately, but it will.
Hold up. So we were requesting a bench. They gave us a bench, but you can't use the bench in the game? What? Why not? I want to, why am I going to have a bench and not use it? They're just there to be my cheerleaders. Like, I understand you want them to come into play for, like, the skill boost, but there's literally not anything else that does anything. So unless they are players that give you a special ability, you can pretty much just pick up a bunch of, like, I think you get a certain amount of boost for having a 75 overall bench. Just pick up a bunch of 75 overall players for that specific lineup, and you get the boosts. I wish that they would have let us make the bench players play. Let me know if that's something you guys would have liked to see, because I'm a little bit disappointed about that. You get a bench, but your bench players don't play. Anyway, we're going to keep going.
It'll help you with the boost. So, you know, back in the days, the old lineup is you had to put players in specific lineups. So small ball, you had to put in small ball, shooting and shooting. Now you can mix and match however you want. You can do whatever lineup you want, but there is benefits for picking players in the same lineup, and that same lineup will be determined by your coaches. And coaches are brand new this year. We did not have coaches, and you know what? I kind of predicted it. It was kind of easily predictable with all those now and later packs.
All right, here we go. All right, some actual new information. Here we go. So you can see how it works. So I actually have seen this before, how the boosts are going to work. So say you've got a shooting coach. If you've got 2 shooting players, it's going to give your entire team +1 agility. If you've got this specific coach, if you've got 5 shooting players, it's going to give you +2, which he had for his lineup. Then if you got all 10 players all for the same type, so 10 shooting players with that coach is going to give you +3 agility for the entire lineup. Also, if your bench is a 75 overall or better, you're going to get +2% boost on coins. So like I said, basically you can just pick up 5 random shooting lineup players, and you don't really need to worry about having a good bench, which is a little bit disappointing. I feel like they're going to want to give more incentive to have a better bench, so later on they may give better elite coaches that require a higher overall bench, but for right now it doesn't seem like it's going to be that hard to obtain.
Coach, as you can see, if I can click on it, I wonder if I can click on it somewhere, but you guys can see there's multiple coaches.
Okay.
You guys can see under skill boost, match
skill
players,
boost,
high
yes.
players, and it changes per player. The higher the...
All right, so we got Billy Donovan. So basically when you go down a tier, you lose the ability to get a boost from a certain coach for each amount of players. So you no longer have the ability to get a boost for only 2 matching players. You got to have 5 for a silver coach, and the max you can get is +2. But at the same time, you can get 2% reps still. I'm assuming rep is going to be the same thing as fans NBA Live Mobile 17. But we're going to keep it going. Let's see any other new pages. Michael Malone gives you a boost to dribbling, so obviously it's going to vary. And also, his other special reward is experience. So that could be clutch, especially if you're trying to level up quickly. Let's keep it going. Greg, how is Craig Popovich not an elite? What? Oh my gosh, I would argue that he is the best coach in the NBA. And they gave this man a gold. Unless there are going to be special tribute coaches for those specific things, I'm kind of worried they just gave the elite coaches to the coaches that are on notable teams rather than giving them to the ones that deserve it. Hopefully that gets changed because Greg Popovich definitely deserves to be an elite coach. Let's see.
Or like GameStop, not game, into action, so you can get more coins, more experience, more turn.
Oh, you do see he does have, so even though he's only a gold, his reward boost goes up more than the other gold that we saw. So if you have an 80 overall bench, you get plus 3% boost in coins, rather than going up to only a maximum of plus 2%.
Tournament points, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to be tournament points, but you will...
Whoa, what is this about tournaments?
Gameplay effects, so more like GameStop, not game, into action, so you can get more coins, more experience, more tournament points, I'm not 100% sure.
What are tournament points? You can't just throw out tournament points and assume that I know what you're talking about. It might have been earlier in the video, in which case it would be my fault. If it's not earlier in the video, I need an explanation, please.
And how do you match these players? If you go to your lineup, you can be able to match them. But before we explain that, the cool thing about coaches this year is not only do they give you a boost, and not only do they determine your team, they will also determine how your players will play. So, for example...
Okay, so this is really cool as well. So different coaches have different play styles. Rather than having a specific play style for your lineup, it's now dependent on the coach. So like Greg Popovich, on-ball defense, reward boost is coins, so we already knew about that. But the formation is Princeton, so that's a coaching term. I don't even know what that means, but I know... I've heard of it being used in basketball circles before. Tempo is half court. It makes sense. That's how Greg Popovich's teams play. Defense is full court press. I'm very interested to see how this is put into play in the game, especially since, for the most part, defense did not really play much of a role, if any role, in NBA Live Mobile 17. Like, you could play on-ball defense, but it didn't seem like defense changed that much from player to player or lineup to lineup. So it's going to be interesting to see how that comes into play in NBA Live Mobile 18.
When you go to Greg Popovich, it's supposed to pop up. I guess it's lagging a little bit on my screen. It's supposed to have the little screen. Let me go here, right here. Okay. So if we go with Michael Malone, you guys can see he...
And you can also see, like, around on the court, it actually shows where the players are going to line up. So if you've got Michael Malone as your coach, you're going to want probably a power forward and a center that can actually shoot the ball because it's all 5 out. Whereas for Greg Popovich, it isn't showing it right here. Maybe it showed it earlier. I didn't see it here. Okay, so it didn't show it for Popovich, but basically it changes the formation that your players have as you continue to go through.
Shooting centers and power forward. If we switch.
And it's an up-tempo style of gameplay, so this is going to be more Warriors players more likely, since this is typically how they play. Sometimes they'll play 4 out, 1 in, but if they got their small lineup in, then they probably are going 5 out the majority of the time.
So like Vogel is probably going to be the same thing. I don't know if it's going to work for the defensive players. Princeton.
Okay, so there you can see Popovich's lineup. It's very interesting. It's a 3 out, 2 in with 2 big men. Actually, it's not 2 big men. Is that his defensive strategy? I'm a little bit confused. It wouldn't be his defense. Why is your 5 at the point? Okay, I'm a little bit confused on that. It seems like that would be wrong to me. I would think you would want 1, 2, 3 out on the perimeter, and then your 4 and 5 at the high post, but I guess it's not. We'll find out more about that when it comes to gameplay. I'm excited to see somebody drop gameplay footage because that's what I really want to see.
Guard, which could be very interesting. I wish it would stop lagging, but it's very interesting. Different players have different positions and different positions. Different places, different coaches have different play style. With the play style, your team will correct. Popovich, I really don't have any defensive players in this, but if I want to change my lineup, I'll be like, all right, let me find some defensive
okay,
guards.
yeah, we know about this.
Not in Vancouver, I'm at a friend's place up north, we don't have the best. So you can see right now I'm only getting +1 on ball, but if I get one more defensive player in there, which I'm sure I can find probably.
Okay.
And once it's all good.
Let's see. Why does Kyle Singler only have a 66 outside shooting? That man, that is literally all he does. That's interesting. Obviously, like I said, these are susceptible to change, but that's questionable.
Nice little boost to our lineup, to the defense. I don't have an 80 overall bench, but with that, we get +2% to the coach that we added on. We kind of, no one can ever predict the lineup because it's very unique, but the coaches were kind of predictable. But I didn't expect it to basically mean. Like, the coaches are define essentially what your lineup and what your team is going to be. It's going to...
Yeah, it is cool that coaches are playing, like, a major role and actually having to use a strategy in the game. In NBA Live Mobile 17, there was pretty much 0 strategy required. Basically, just pick up the best possible players. You are good to go. But for this, you're actually going to need to know how players play, what they're good at, if they're running gun type players, half court players, full court press type of players, whatever it's going to be. So I'm really excited about this. It's also going to give me more of an opportunity to create good content for you guys because it's going to require more knowledge about basketball, about how different coaches play and players play. So hopefully this will give me an opportunity to let you guys know what the best possible lineups in the game are going to be. I think that's about it for new stuff for his video. Guys, make sure you definitely go over and drop a like on his video and hit him with that subscribe button as well. He'll have new content tomorrow and Tuesday as well, as will we as the content comes out. If there are any other Game Changer videos you guys think I should check out, if there's anything I missed in regards to new content, make sure you let me know down in the comments and also drop a like. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new, and I will see you guys next time.